Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, February 27th. Very active weather pattern continues. Still quite a bit of snow falling this morning across a good part of the country, all the way from the central plains into the northeast. The mid-Atlantic, however, at least in the I-95 corridor, D.C., Baltimore, Philly, New York, is on the mild and damp side of things. We have some residual showers after a pretty decent soaking rain overnight. Temperatures could reach 50 degrees in many parts of the I-95 corridor this afternoon. It'll stay mild again tomorrow, but then a cooling trend begins, and it certainly gets cooler over the weekend into the early part of next week. And the overall pattern looks like it'll stay on the cold side, colder than normal, as we begin the month of March. March begins on Friday, and no doubt that the overall pattern looks to be on the chilly side as we progress through the first and perhaps even the second week of March. And there's an interesting storm threat for the middle of next week, even posing the threat for some snow in the mid-Atlantic region. We'll focus in on that in a couple of minutes by looking at last night's GFS model run compared to the European model run. Quite a bit different story right now for the middle of next week. Let's first start off with the current weather situation. We have the remains of what was the major plains storm that kind of moved in this fashion here towards the Great Lakes. A secondary low formed overnight in the near the East Coast. These will kind of consolidate into one and produce another impressive snowstorm for places like Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Southern part of Maine, for example, could easily get another foot of snow between this afternoon and tomorrow morning. Still snow all the way back into Missouri here, like from Kansas City all the way into now south central PA and all across upper New York State and New England. They're seeing some snow right now. It's changed to snow as far south as State College, PA right now. But again, still along the I-95 corridor, quite mild with nothing but rain showers, and some fog also in these mild and damp conditions. Well, here is the latest radar loop from the Penn State EWAL site with precipitation type by color here, and the light blues and whites represent some snowfall. You can see it's changed to snow across central PA here. They had a mixed bag overnight tonight, and now the last few hours it's now snowing at Penn State and State College, PA. But still, just some scattered rain showers east of the mountains from Philly all the way up through New York City. Some scattered showers. Some clearing skies have already begun in the D.C. area. They'll have a very mild day today with partial sunshine, temperatures way up in the 50s. Quite a different story in upstate Pennsylvania and across New York State. And here's the snow headed for Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. They'll have steady snow in southern Maine with several inches of snow, perhaps another foot by tomorrow afternoon. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite loop from the SSEC Wisconsin website using GOES imagery data. A large swirl in the clouds here. Still, again, snow falling all the way back into Kansas City area, across Madison, Wisconsin. Chicago had heavy snow overnight with up to 10 or 11 inches in the suburbs just west of Chicago. Again, now snowing all the way into central Pennsylvania and up throughout upper New York State, and parts of New England. Major snowfall headed for the northern part of New England now. This active pattern continues. Look at this little swirl in the clouds here just off the over the Gulf of Alaska. Again, a very active pattern. Looks like it'll continue well into the month of March, and there is a threat of a storm in the middle part of next week we'll talk about now over the next couple of minutes. Well, let's jump ahead to the situation for the middle of next week because it's kind of interesting. We have quite a difference right now in the GFS model run versus the European model run. We're looking at the 0Z model run for the GFS first here, and then we'll look at last night's 0Z Euro run. Focusing in on the middle part of next week. This is Tuesday night, then we'll look at Wednesday night and Thursday night. GFS model has cold pattern here, cold rain-snow line approximately located here by this blue line here, all the way down in the Carolinas, and low pressure, rather weak low pressure, but nonetheless some precipitation with this GFS model. Again, this is for Tuesday night. Let's now jump ahead 24 hours. And here's the GFS forecast for Wednesday night of next week. It takes that low, which started off down here in the southeast, and pretty much suppresses it, keeps it on a southern route here off the Carolina coast. No precipitation in the Mid-Atlantic region from last night's 0Z GFS model run. Let's now jump ahead another 24 hours. and it just continues to move that storm to the east pretty much. So GFS keeps it generally on a southern, very southern route, going from the southeastern part of the country off the Carolina coast and then out into the Atlantic, with virtually no impact on the mid-Atlantic region come the middle part of next week. Now the Euro tells quite a different story. Let's take a look at that right now. Well, we'll look at the same time frame for the European model. This is for Tuesday night. Then we'll look at Wednesday night and Thursday night. These three maps are from the Raleigh Weather, American Weather website. Same starting position here for the low compared to last night's GFS model run. Pretty much Alabama, Georgia area here in the southeastern part of the country come next Tuesday night. Notice kind of a rain-snow line down into the Carolinas, or certainly through Virginia. Pretty cold air here in the northeastern part of the country. Now let's jump ahead 24 hours on the European model. And voila, quite a difference here compared to the GFS model. It takes this relatively weak storm, moves it to the northeast, and intensifies it quite rapidly here, sitting over the Chesapeake Bay region come Wednesday night of next week. So the European model definitely has some kind of a phasing going on that the GFS model does not capture, at least not yet. Not saying that the European model is right, just trying to explain why it's different than the GFS model. It certainly phases in some upper level disturbances a lot quicker than the GFS model. Now let's jump ahead another 24 hours. And here you go. This is the forecast map from last night's 0Z Euro for Thursday night. And it moves that storm pretty well due east at this time from the Chesapeake Bay here. This is where the Euro had it Wednesday night, and then it moves east. So both models prevent this storm from going right up the coast. Looks like that will not happen according to both model runs. But the big difference is the European model really intensifies it, makes it quite an interesting threat for the Mid-Atlantic region come Wednesday or Thursday of next week. We'll, of course, focus in on this over the next several days. There's still a week to go. And, of course, time is running short in terms of potential snow here in the Mid-Atlantic region, as climatology is really going against that possibility. But certainly there is a threat to deal with perhaps for the middle part of next week. So stay tuned to the SIweather.com for more on that as the week progresses. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.